Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Wednesday, September 23rd. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by Mr. Andrew Hanson, who is our golf expert since he can play both right-handed and left-handed and beat me either way. So
yes.
you're the golf champ.
Hey, I'll take that moniker, among others. And we do have Seamus Power back in the field here down in the Dominican Republic this week. So you know he's going to be in the pool of players to consider. And he actually has some good history here. So it's a Seamus Power week. If it's a Seamus Power week, a guy that can hit it 300 yards lefty or righty, it's a good week in my book.
That's right. And, you know, for those that don't listen that often, Andrew had talked about shooting around certain score righty and then shooting one lefty and just playing great. And that week we read there that Seamus can do the same thing. Mr.
Yes,
Austin Powers, known as Seamus Power. So how about that? Seamus. But anyway, if you notice, I have my hat back today. I took all kinds of noise from the members. They said the glare from the bald head it blew everybody away. They had to look away from their screen. So we're back to the hat. Yeah, this is who's the famous golfer? We're all black.
Gosh.
Ooh, I'm gonna get you.
No. It was the South African.
It is
Gary
Player. Yeah. You got it. I don't know if in Jeopardy.
He's not in the field this week, so he's not in my brain. But I had to dig deep for that one.
That is a good one. Very, very good. Yeah. Known as the Black Knight. I love that. All right. We are going to dive into this. But before we do, we have a new section right at the beginning of the podcast where we're going to show some of our winning lineups this past week that we've had out there. Gives us a chance to show those off a little bit for everybody that checks us out on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, this is the big ask. I usually ask towards the end, but I'm going to ask at the beginning. Please hit the thumbs up, and please subscribe to our channel, and then click the little alarm in the corner so that gives you an alert every time we post a podcast. And with multiple sports at multiple times, they're going up all the time. So please do that. And with that, let's check out some of those winning lineups. Hanson, we are ready to attack this golf slate, and we want to thank our presenting sponsor, BetUS. Go to betus.com.pa, 125% match play for free by using the promo code CoachTalk. All one word, no space. All right, we talked about it beforehand. I thought I had it worked out, but now I'm afraid to pronounce the tournament again because I don't want us to get booted off of YouTube. So
I'll take a whack at it.
Go ahead.
The Corales Puntacana Resort and Club Championship.
Punta Cana. I love it. It sounds like well, never mind. We won't go there. So anyway, we've got the BetUS latest live odds. And I'll tell you what, man, there's a lot of good plays here that you can get to. And I'm going to let you start this whole thing off, cut right to the chase, because it's a stunner, really. The favorite to win the tournament is, and you go ahead, run with it.
Will Zalatoris.
Not Zach Gaffel, what's his name? Gaffel.
Right, I can't pronounce that one. I can pronounce this one. Zalatoris, the Z-Man. Get used to this name. He tied for 6th last week in the U.S. Open. And this is a guy who doesn't have full status on the PGA Tour. He's a Korn Ferry Tour member. And he has, let me check this, 11 straight top 20s on the Korn Ferry Tour. And he doesn't just do it on that tour. At the U.S. Open last week, he led the field in strokes gained approach.
That's nuts.
So this is
that's tough of a course, too.
Yeah, really impressive. And this is a guy who's spends a lot of time in Texas. He's been playing with Jordan Spieth recently, so he's down in your neck of the woods.
He is.
And a quote jumped out at me that I read from Jordan Spieth. He referred to Will Zalatoris as cocky, not in a bad way, but just as a young guy who's really confident in his abilities. And he people rave about his ball striking.
Yeah.
And he actually hit a hole in one in the U.S. Open. But that cocky side, I kind of like it for a young guy, a young golfer, because if he gets in the mix on the weekend, I think he's got a chance to actually win, and that may be why he's the odds-on favorite at BetUS.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I do know about this guy. I'm joking around a little bit, but yeah, this guy is supposed to be really special. I mean, we've got a heck of a stable of PGA golfers that live in the Dallas area here,
right?
All very close because the proximity with DFW Airport and being able to travel everywhere, and the weather. I mean, it's just such a great destination. And you always read about Ryan Palmer, Kevin Na, Jordan Spieth, all these guys going out there together, and Zalatoris now part of that elite group of PGA pros. And they push each other to get better. And, I've read about him now for a little over a year. I know he's just absolutely kicked ass on the Korn Ferry Tour. And, he had a good showing last week. But, man, what pressure to go into a tournament and you don't even have status to a full PGA card, and you're the favorite.
It's crazy.
So how do you think he'll react to it, man?
I think he'll react well. I mean, the spotlight's on him. He just came off of a major and finishing top 10. And he's been in the winner's circle already this year on the Korn Ferry Tour, so he knows how to close it. I think he's going to perform well. I think he's a strong investment. He is expensive on both DraftKings and FanDuel, but he's the leading candidate here to be in my lineup.
Wonderful. And I think a lot of people won't know who he is or won't know enough about him to say, I'm not going to pay the highest price on the board for a guy I barely know.
Right.
So I'm with you. Being that he's a Dallas guy, I always favor those guys from the local group. In fact, a group of those guys went to the Cowboys game last year. They showed all the pro golfers, all with a little adult beverage or 5, I think, for those guys. But anyway, let me give you a couple of the other odds here of the top 10 just to get our listeners sort of a feel for where this tournament is. It's certainly not the big names without question, but Zalatoris, the favorite at plus 1,000, which is pretty low. Mackenzie Hughes, plus 1,200. Corey Connors, one of your favorites, plus 1,500. Sam Burns, who did some good stuff for us earlier in the PGA season, is plus 1,500. Then you've got Adam Long at plus 2,200. So when you have Adam Long as the 5th favorite to win a tournament, not the strongest field we've had. But guess what? The DFS pools pay out exactly the same. So you can still eat it up. Grillo is next at 2,500. Hal the third. Also, Denny McCarthy plus 3,000. Pat Perez plus 2,800. He's been around. And that's the top 10. So, again, not a stacked field. There's a lot of guys down. Let me just mention a few guys because I was very surprised here. Guys we've played that have played okay this year. And in this type of a field, I want to get your input. So I'm gonna highlight 5 guys. Just give me your feedback because you are the man when it comes to the PGA. First guy, Charlie Hoffman. What do you think?
Yeah, let's see. I wrote down his price. He's 8,900 on DraftKings.
Yep.
So I think he's in consideration, veteran. With my build so far, though, I'm a little bit more stars than scrubs. So okay. Hoffman hasn't made the cut yet for me. Okay. Here's a guy I've used multiple times, Sepp Straka. I know, he's made cuts when he's not supposed to. And, I have a hard time not dialing him up this week in this kind of field. Yep. He is tied for 14th in his last outing at the Safeway. He has a tie for 26th at this event. They've played it the last 2 years. So it's a short amount of course history, but I do think it's important. So I factored it in this week. And the other thing I looked at was driving distance, because this course is 7,670 yards. That is a big boy course, and he could hit it out there. He's top 50 in driving distance. He was last year, so he's in the mix for me.
Good. Two more guys, and I know that you played them, so I want to see where you feel. Here's a guy all the way down like 25th favorite at plus 3,300, Luke List.
Yep. He's 21st in driving distance for the season. A little bit cheaper at 8,700. So he did jump out at me. A guy who can win. I think he's worth considering.
Okay, excellent. And the last guy, certainly not any friend of mine. He's plus 6,000 even in this tournament. You know who I'm going to say, Graham McDowell.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he won it here last year, and it's kind of funny because the year before that he missed the cut. And it's not very often that you go from missing a cut on a course to winning the tournament the next year.
Crazy.
But we know that he had a little dip there in his career where he kind of wasn't as focused on his game. He was struggling. So that explains a lot of it. But also kind of funny that the former winner is 7,800 on DraftKings. So
it's nuts.
You could play that confidence piece, but I'm remembering a shot of him at the U.S. Open finishing up his round after just blowing up for, I think it was a score in the 80s.
It was in the 80s. Yeah.
He wasn't the only one, but his game, isn't in top form, shall we say.
No, he just looks to me like wants to hang it up. That's just me. I mean, the body language out there, I don't think he really, he certainly doesn't need the cash. And, he's done what he's going to do, I think, for his career probably. But it's interesting. There's a lot of other guys. Your buddy Seamus Power is plus 7,000, by the way. So that might be worth a shilling or two for you.
Yeah, and he's a good price, 7,500 on DraftKings. Yeah. And he does have course history here. 2 years ago, he tied for 5th.
Ooh.
So this isn't just some wacky long shot who can swing lefty and righty. This is a guy who can play. He was tied for 27th a few weeks ago at the Wyndham. He did miss the cut at the Safeway, but he was under par, so it's not like he was playing poorly. So with that course history, that price, and the driving distance, he's 33rd in driving distance. He's going to be on the coach's clipboard.
No doubt about it. All right, and I know you want to give some stats on basically driving distance being a huge piece of the pie this week with such a long course. I don't know if accuracy is going to be as important as actual length, because you're going to be able to actually hit the ball out of the rough as opposed to the U.S. Open.
Right.
But before we jump to that, let's catch a quick word from our presenting sponsor, BetUS.com.pa.
Wake up, sports bettors. Sports are in high gear at BetUS.com, so put down the beer and make every sporting event more exciting by putting stakes on the line at BetUS.com. Earn bragging rights over all your friends as you rake in the cash from each week's betting action, but don't settle for any other book. Choose America's favorite sports book with over 25 trusted years in the industry, BetUS. BetUS has your game with action on football, baseball, basketball, MMA, golf, horse racing, and even esports. No other sportsbook is as welcoming to newcomers as BetUS with their jaw-dropping sign-up bonuses. Sign up today with promo code CoachTalk to enjoy a 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000, the best in the biz. Create an account to start making bets against the spread, future bets, props bets, entertainment bets, live bets, and more. No other sportsbook in the industry is as committed to their users as BetUS. So sign up now and get in on the winning side of the ball. BetUS.com.
All right, and definitely take them up on this 125% offer, man. It is awesome, and I've been a member there 13 years. BetUS is definitely the place to go for any of your wagering, horse racing, casino. They got it all. So check them out. All right. Let's
Stats.
talk a little bit about stats. Yes, for the Punta, what are we saying again?
The Corales
Puntacana. Okay,
Resort
here we
and Club
go.
Championship. So, yeah, that's the one stat I want to add right now is driving distance. And, you mentioned that most of the big names from the PGA Tour are not here. So what I want to do is just share the guys who are here, who are in the top 50 in driving distance, which may not sound great, but again, most of the top 50 aren't here. So starting with Mr. Sam Burns, he's 8th. This is a guy, we've played him throughout the summer. He's 8th in driving distance, and we usually play him in like the $7,000 range, right? But now he's up there in Zalatoris territory. He's 10.1 on DraftKings. He's one of the favorites.
Lord, that's nuts. Yeah.
So he's 8th in driving distance, and last year he finished tied for 12th here. And his last tournament at the Safeway, he was tied for 7th. So he checks off all the boxes.
He does.
Driving distance, course history, recent form. How can you not like Sam Burns?
He's one of my favorites. Absolutely. Yep. I agree.
Next, we've got Jonathan Vegas. He's 15th in driving distance. Last year, he was tied for 26th on this course. At the Safeway, he was tied for 52nd. So not terrific form recently, but you could look at him because he is a lot cheaper. He's only $7,700 on DraftKings, $9,800 on FanDuel. Then we've got Luke List. We already mentioned him. He's 21st. Yeah. Also right in that range, Will Gordon is 17th. And he's also pretty cheap, $7,600 on DraftKings.
I think he's possibly the best value play on the board, in my opinion.
It is a good value. I mean, he's new to the tour. He doesn't have enough experience to be higher priced, but he's probably deserving of a higher price.
Yeah.
Next, we've got Christopher Ventura. He's 28th in driving distance, a little more expensive. He's $9,200, but he was also tied for 7th at the Safeway. So there's a good young player you can look at.
Okay.
33rd on the list, Seamus Power. We already talked about him. Terrific price at $7,500 on DraftKings.
Yeah.
And then we've got 3 more in the top 50. We've got Sepp Straka. We mentioned him. He's 41st. Adam Schenk is 47th.
How can you have the name Schenk and be a golfer?
Thankfully, it's with an E in the middle and not an A. So you get a little bit of Schenk instead of Shank. So he's in there at 8,500. And then last guy here from the top 50 is Keith Mitchell. He's 49th, former winner on tour. He was 2nd here 2 years ago. And not really any recent form to look at because he hasn't played in about a month. He played at the playoff event in Boston. He came in 61st place. But again, another guy with the course history and the power who's at a decent price. He's only $7,600 on DraftKings, $8,900 on FanDuel.
That could be a sneaky play right there. I did not look at him. So he's plus 5,500. But, when you look at the BetUS odds here, they don't move the guys around. They just move the prices. And he was in there with the plus 7,000s, and somebody's been putting some cash on him because he's down to 5,500. So just something, that you gotta look at every edge, especially in tournaments like this when it's the second or third flight guys. So best thing to do as far as golf goes with PGA. We'll be posting this podcast. Take a quick listen. It's one of our shorter pods of the week, and then later this evening we'll be posting our core build for the coach's clipboard for DraftKings. We'll have a full lineup for FanDuel and Yahoo. So we will have everything ready to roll golf-wise this evening, so you don't have to worry about an early morning time. So I would recommend, if you're listening now, get those contests set, which you're going to be in there, put a skeleton lineup in, and then we'll be posting that in Discord. So to check out Discord, all you got to do is become a member. You can even join for as little as a week. And we also have a fantastic fall special You want to tell the folks about that?
Sure thing. The fall special is a special membership that gets you through the end of the calendar year, and it saves you on our monthly price. And it's the perfect time to grab one because we have football that just kicked off, of course. And every membership that we have at DFS Coach Talk gives you full access to all of our sports. So you're not just going to get one golf lineup. You'll get one golf lineup, well, multiple golf lineups per week, but then you get Major League Baseball 7 days a week, NBA 7 days a week when they play, NFL 3 days a week, see, Thursday, Sunday, Monday, right?
Yeah.
But we also do the primetime slates. So it's Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, and the main slate on Sunday. So we give lineups for all of those on FanDuel, a cash lineup and a GPP. We give the coach's clipboard on DraftKings with core plays and pivots. And again, we do it for every sport. So that's why the fall special is great.
It is. It's fantastic. And I'll tell you, we have such a terrific group of members too. And the community just keeps growing and growing. It's just growing so quickly. It's crazy. But I wanted, since I've got it pulled up here, and I normally don't, and this is a shorter pod, I just want to throw out some of our folks just to give them a shout out because we're just loving everybody that's jumping in and staying active. So I've got this, Discord just flying by. Of course, Joshy Q is the last one to comment in here. Broncos fan 001 Slim to Goat 78. We have Lakers Zen, who's one of our favorites for sure. There, let's see, we've got, oh man, a bunch of new folks jumped in today. So we've got Christ 7 Soldier, which is a terrific guy as well. We're working on some strategy for contest building and bankroll management. That's what we offer every Friday. Andrew and I do some one-on-one sessions, just as part of our package, just to make sure we're all on the same page. But we have Matrix Dave, who is really awesome and fired up. I read his book on horse racing. He's an author, and just like small world, crazy. But he's due today. K Polo jumped in. Big shout out to him as well. Let's see, a couple more, and then we'll fly through here. Man, there's just so much talking here that you can't keep up with everybody. Okay, Maxstrom 09. We're loving that he's in there. At Sayday, I believe. Saiday. Is that how you would say it? At Sayday? Yep. He's brand new. Tyler Pitzer, who is absolutely just so much knowledge. He gives us updated info constantly. GV7461, also a real good participant. X-Men 1161. He is a bad man as well. And then the last couple, I hate to even quit because I just love all these guys. Did I say JG49210?
Not yet.
He's the one. In fact, he didn't post his. He usually posts Jack Black. I wanna wean.
He's in here. He just sent me a message. Wrestling. We're going to talk some hoops here in a minute. Very
nice. Roush, our man from Australia, who had a big score last night. We've got some Aussies that are members. Yes. All right. So I won't go any further, but we've got a boatload of them. We just really appreciate everybody that's joined in. And, the bigger our community gets, the more knowledge. We bounce things off each other. And then we have those big takedown nights like last night and hopefully tonight, because we've got MLB 15-game slate that started already. And then we've got the huge basketball game tonight I can't wait for in that Celtics matchup with the Heat. And then golf. I mean, what the heck, man? This is just unbelievable.
Yeah, you still time. Yeah, definitely. Jump in tonight. You'll get the golf lineups. And then tomorrow, I mean, it's a huge day. We've got baseball, run. Basketball, and football. We've been crushing the primetime slates. So jump in tonight, and you'll be ready to go tomorrow with all the sports.
If any ladies are listening, you got to catch the football because Sugar Shane Caldwell, man, he is the lady. He's the chick magnet. Yep. There's no doubt about it. So, all right, our charity of choice here is You know what that is, Andrew? What's our charity of choice?
MambaOn3.org.
It is MAMBAONTHREE.org. Wonderful charity set up by the Bryan family, and we support them always. All right, that is it. We want to thank our presenting sponsor again, betus.com.pa. Go to DfsCoachTalk.com, sign up, get the 125% free play by using the promo code CoachTalk, one word, no space. That is it, my man. Any final word?
Thanks all for joining in and your support. And thank you all to the new members.
Absolutely. And we will be back really later this evening, early morning, however, getting ready for the NBA show. We have an NBA game tomorrow.
NFL tomorrow morning. NFL show will probably post Thursday afternoon for the Thursday night showdown game, and also the Sunday main slate.
Fantastic. So yeah, big podcast day tomorrow because we have our NBA single game podcast that'll go up super late tonight, and then the NFL's tomorrow. So fantastic. We've got you covered, and it's always in front of the paywall. Again, on the way out here, just hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that little alert button. If you're listening to us wherever podcasts are heard, we're everywhere. We have a contest. We only have 7 more days for this month. We give a 1-month free membership for any 5-star likes, comments on iTunes, Spotify, or any of the podcast outlets. So we really appreciate that. So, all right, we're going to go watch some sports and hopefully get the coffers open to put a bunch of money into again. And we appreciate you spending this time with us. So we will catch you again later today and tomorrow, because we're always looking to crush it in DFS.